Rob Krebs.
Hey, Rob Krebs, it's Jeb Barrier from the Bag-it movie.
From the Bag-it movie?
I emailed you a few weeks ago. We're doing a documentary.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Jeff, I'm literally on the phone with someone else right this second.
Okay.
Can you shoot me an email again, just to remind me?
Okay, no problem. I'll email you again.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Honey!
Yes, dear?
I'm doing the dishes.
Thank you.
Because you are so pregnant.
There's certain plastic containers that we stopped getting. We kind of cut back on can usage altogether. We stopped reheating anything in plastic.
The other chemical we're concerned about, phthalates, is actually a family of chemicals. Phthalates are commonly found in polyvinyl chloride plastic, otherwise known as PVC. Phthalates are plasticizers that are used to soften plastic. They're used in a wide variety of products, anything from vinyl flooring and all other things vinyl, to personal care products, to children's toys.
You take a rubber ducky. In order to make that brittle material seem like rubber, you actually have to have more phthalate in it than you do polyvinyl chloride. When a baby puts that in its mouth, it's like a phthalate lollipop.
Phthalates have been linked to rhinitis, eczema, asthma, allergies, premature birth, obesity, premature breast development, thyroid dysfunction, insulin resistance, lower sperm counts, decreased sperm motility, shorter anogenital distance, undescended testicles, and smaller penis size. It's not just our Johnsons that are suffering, it's our swimmers as well. Over the past several decades, scientists have found that sperm counts have been dropping dramatically.
Paul McCartney knew about this far earlier. You know, yesterday, the second part, suddenly I'm not half the man I used to be. Yeah. There's a shadow hanging over. We're losing dramatically fertility. So taking us compared to our fathers, we're only half the men.
What we found with the human study is that the moms that had greater exposures to phthalates were more likely to have sons with feminized reproductive organs, was that those were at everyday levels of phthalates. Those were not unusual exposure levels. Those were the levels that people are being exposed to in the US today.
You're constantly being washed in phthalates every day. That chemical is not required to be on the label for any personal care product. So if you see fragrance on the label, that is often phthalates.
Basically, it's an industry loophole that prevents the consumer from finding out what ingredients are in the product. Fragrance can be a collection of hundreds of chemicals, or it might be just a handful. We really don't know.
The University of Washington tested dozens of babies' urine and found the more of these baby products they used, creams, lotions, powder, shampoos, the higher their levels of man-made chemicals called phthalates. Phthalates are used in baby products to help the fragrance stay on the baby's skin.
This was pretty shocking news for Ann and me. I mean, wouldn't anyone want to err on the side of caution? Peter Coyote is a well-known actor. What most people don't know is that he's also a committed activist and has been for many years. He is one of few people in this country to have had his body burden tested. That's a test that identifies and quantifies hundreds of chemicals present in your body.
When the results came, I was really shocked, and then I was angry because I had in my body stuff that should not be in a human being.
I decided to do my own body burden experiment. I wanted to see how much my levels of BPA and phthalates would go up simply by using normal, everyday, supposedly safe consumer products. I did a pre-test to find out what my normal levels were, and then I spent 2 days in a friend's apartment eating canned food, microwaving in plastic, using shampoo, lotion, deodorant, air fresheners. These are all products that will supposedly be safe for my baby.
You know, this place just kind of needed a little something. Air fresh. Freshen it up. About to shampoo with kids shampoo.
This is all stuff that people use pretty much every day.
this is my last supper. I don't get to eat like this very often. Ugh. I don't feel good.
At the end, I got tested again. By the way, whatever the levels are, they're reversible. So it's never too late to stop ingesting, absorbing, and inhaling these chemicals. And now we're just waiting for the results. Hi, Catherine. It's Jeb Barrier calling you back from the movie Bag It, the documentary about plastic. And I'm really hoping to get an interview with you specifically about BPA and phthalates.
We are keeping chemicals afloat in our environment in the face of overwhelming scientific evidence from other countries, because the information is being systematically withheld from us. Who are the people that allow this? They're supposed to be our leaders. They're supposed to be mediating between the needs of the citizens and the needs of the corporations, not giving the corporations everything they ask for and asking the citizens to pay the bills. If you don't want a deadly poison in the biosphere, you don't make it. Period. End of story.
Okay, I finally got my results. It's 144 pages of numbers. So, I am at the house of Dr. Theo Colborn, world-renowned environmental health analyst, and she is going to help me decipher what my test results mean.
Your results were very interesting. Why don't we start with bisphenol A?
Okay. So, my BPA level went up 110 times.
Yeah, that is high. I'll be quite frank with you. You really spiked. Now, these are the phthalates. This one went up 53 times. Okay, now, here we are. This one went from 2.7 to 143. So if you sum this overall and then take the difference, you had about 11 times increase of phthalates.
If Anne, who's pregnant, had those levels, what would that mean for the baby?
Well, it could mean that that baby would be partially feminized. In other words, reduced anogenital distance, maybe a smaller penis.
Wow.
Yeah. I always feel uncomfortable talking to people who are expecting children or planning to have children, because this is the critical period from fertilization to birth. As a citizen, don't you feel that we have enough evidence now to say we should not be using this
Absolutely.
product?
I don't want any of these in my body. I don't want any of these in the mother of my child's body. I don't want them in my child's body.
No, they're going to be.
It's not about being against chemistry or against plastic. It's about being against stupid plastic, silly, stinking, toxic stuff.
When you reach the point where it becomes a public health issue, and this is a major public health issue at the population level, the government has to step in. But I will frankly say, government is no longer government, it's corporate control.
What we're asking for is for a law that will make sure that chemicals are tested before they go into products.
We want to be able to go to the store and buy any product. The products on the shelf should be safe for us.
We have lost a whole generation of children already because we haven't even begun to take action on one of these chemicals.
Though you may feel that going up against corporations is impossible and that government moves way too slowly, what we cannot forget is that we are the government, that we influence industry. Thanks to the outcries of concerned parents, a law was passed in 2009 banning 6 phthalates from children's toys. And due to consumer demands, Walmart and Toys R Us decided to remove all baby products containing BPA from their shelves. This led 6 different baby bottle manufacturers to completely remove BPA from their baby bottles.
I'm trying to find out if people in town would support a fee on paper or plastic shopping bags. I'm trying to find out if people in town would support a fee
on shopping bags?
Yeah, to try and reduce the amount people use disposable bags.
Go big or go home.
Here's what we're doing. Bags. Would you guys support some kind of measure in town?
Remember that part about how we were expecting a baby? Well, it's happening.
One love, one love. Carries on
Well, I did start out making a movie about plastic bags. But like any journey, things developed and changed along the way. It became about so much more. I still think plastic is an incredible substance, but it's not supposed to end up in our oceans or in our bodies. And just to make sure I really got all this, Anne got pregnant, and it became about the fate of our child and all our children. I'm still an average guy, but even average people can make changes. You know, everybody keeps asking me, so what can I do? Well, here are some things we've come up with while making this film. Things you can do too, starting today, right now. You can cut way back on single-use disposables. Don't drink bottled water. Choose products with less packaging. When you need something, buy it used. Think outside the bag. Bring your own container. Buy less stuff. Remember, recycling comes after reducing and reusing. And how about volunteering in your community to do litter cleanups? But most important, you can simplify your life. I keep coming back to how my grandparents lived. They didn't have all this plastic in their lives, but that didn't seem to make them any less happy. When it comes down to changing your life and living with less plastic, it's going to take some effort.
And look at that, foam cups. Stay back.
We just have to rethink how we do things. It all comes down to common sense.
Well, there you have it. The end of one odyssey, the beginning of another. We've decided to live life with a little less plastic. How about you? Is your life a little too plastic? Because if it is, there's only one thing you can do about it. Bag it.
All right.
All right. I think I got it that time.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
Alabama.